All right, welcome back. So this is now what we have, which is a nice structured piece, and it's very, not very heavy, but very top heavy now because all this has been secured down. So all of it here is now fully reinforced. So now this is a piece that I trust holding now. So what we're gonna start doing is working on over here. I'm gonna give this a quick little sand just to take down some of like the harder edges, as you can see. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we are gonna start laying down the other piece. But I don't have any more brushes. I just ordered more brushes. I burn through brushes doing the whole resin process, but I'm gonna time lapse it so I don't bore you. Let's do it.
Creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
All right, so let me explain to you what the problem was. So the problem is I wasn't able to get the fender wrapped around this fully because I had already adjusted everything on the inside. So I couldn't get the lip down all the way to fit over here. So I basically kind of had to I pulled it around the fender just to give it some sort of like a similar shape. Now, I wasn't able to fully get this sort of a template onto the fender. Now, so basically I just guessed it. So that's the moral of the story. I guessed it. Everything came out perfect. Like, this is a 100% perfectly secured, like in a place, like in its place toward a sort of mold. Door jamb opens up perfect, but now here is the problem. I was about a 1/4 inch off. As you can see, this is the bolt hole. That is the bolt. On the bottom, you're not going to really be... I'm not going to try and show you that because you just can't see it. So, I'm a little off. And you may be saying, well, you can clearly tell that this thing doesn't go all the way up. Well, on the mold, I didn't do it all the way up, so I just kind of took a good enough guess. But, you live and you learn. So now I got to redo it. It's time to redo it. All right, mock-up, part 2. 3, 2, 3, whatever. All right, so I gotta be careful with it. But if you can see in here, this is directly behind the bolt, and then obviously once this thing is down, it'll line up perfect. Alright, so there's fiberglass all over me. Little itchy because I was sweating and it just stuck to me, but we now have it where we want it, and now we can start fiberglassing it down. So this is what it is going to look like now. So there's a nice even edge going all the way down. The door opens and closes absolutely flawlessly, which is what we want. All the holes have been drilled. They're actually, I just lied to you because there are 2 holes that have not been drilled. I need to take this off in order to drill. You can still see the little marks. I forgot to drill that when it was on the fender, or at least put the marking on the fender, but not the point because I can do that later. So right now you're gonna see me take this, flip it up on my table, and we're gonna fiberglass.
My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting.
All right, It looked disgusting, I know. But it's done. It was a little tedious. This is how we're looking. It was a little tedious because, again, I didn't want to crack everything that I had just put on. This obviously was just temporarily put on with a little bit of that adhesive glue I was telling you about. So I needed to gently be able to push it in there. So I just used my little wedge over here, which I should actually clean. I'll do that afterwards. So pushed it all in, put a couple of nice, really thick layers, as you saw, some fiberglass on. But we are now looking good. We're ready to be able to put it up to the car and actually bolt it down if we wanted to, and just be able to set everything back up. So that's exciting. But afterwards, the very next step, and it's going to be basically the last step, which is just the aesthetic. So I'm going to take some fiberglass, put some fiberglass in here. That's going to be the next step, and just make sure everything is structural, because this, again, is a nice, only one thin piece of fiberglass. So I'm going to put a little bit more of these, put some of the matting in, and that's going to complete the look of that. And then everything on the outside just gets sanded down, and we can start using some of the carbon fiber. So again, leave a comment on, and tell me what you think. If I should do forged carbon or the regular carbon look. Regular carbon, I just see too many people that have it. But the forged carbon, I haven't seen anyone, especially with the Supra, really, that has the forged carbon look on their car. So tell me what you think, what you can picture on this being right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.